Are you in a relationship with someone who has frequent, violent mood swings, dramatic, chaotic, or unstable relationships? Do they have extremely low self-worth, destructive or impulsive behaviors or tendencies, such as binge eating or drinking, abusive prescription medications, self-harm, or suicide attempts? Do they have a predictable pattern of putting you on a pedestal only to viciously tear you down later and then build you back up again? Are they terrified of being abandoned by you and needing constant reassurance that you won't leave them? If you answered yes to most of these questions, this person may have borderline personality disorder, or BPD for short, and you may be their favorite person. I'm Lise Leblanc, therapist, author, and life coach, and in this video today, I am explaining what a favorite person is and 5 major problems that almost always arise in a favorite person relationship and often cause the relationship to come crashing to an end. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Individuals with BPD have trouble forming lasting relationships and often form unhealthy attachments. And when they find someone that they believe can provide them with emotional stability, self-worth, and a sense of self, that person often becomes what's referred to as a favorite person. The favorite person is typically a romantic partner, but it can also be a platonic friend, a therapist, teacher, coworker, boss, family member, or even someone that they just met. The key element of the favorite person versus, let's say, a best friend is that the person with BPD becomes obsessed with the favorite person, giving them all of their time, attention, and energy, and relying heavily on that person for emotional support and stability. In no particular order, here are 5 problems that a person with BPD experiences in their relationship with a favorite person. But please keep in mind that not all those with BPD experience things in the exact same ways. But if you do have BPD and would like to share the issues that you've had in relationship with a favorite person, please let me know in the comment section below. Number 1. It is absolutely exhausting for the person with BPD to have a favorite person because this person occupies a ton of real estate in their mind. They are always excessively worrying about where they fit into the favorite person's life and how important and valuable they are to them. Because the person with BPD has a very weak and unstable sense of self, once they have a favorite person, they often spend an inordinate amount of time trying to figure out how to match or mimic the habits, interests, opinions, values, beliefs, and even the personality of the favorite person. So they are constantly examining and trying to interpret what the favorite person is thinking, feeling, doing, how to please them, prove their worth, to be liked and to be loved by them. So their whole existence starts to revolve around that one person. From the moment they wake up in the morning to the moment they go to sleep at night, their thoughts are consumed by the favorite person. They overanalyze every word that was said and comb through every text, email, spending hours searching the favorite person's social media accounts, trying to find clues about what they like, what their interests are, what are their whereabouts, and especially who they are giving and receiving attention from. The person with BPD devotes so much time and energy on their favorite person, paying attention to their every move, their every nuance, and the person with BPD's brain is just running wild in a million different directions as they obsess over what that favorite person is thinking, feeling, doing, and then spinning stories in their mind, making assumptions and interpretations, often misinterpretations about what it all means about them. For the person with BPD, everything is about them. Everything is personal, and almost everything somehow leads to the same conclusion, that the favorite person is going to reject and abandon them. Number 2 is emotional dependence. The favorite person becomes the borderline's emotional lifeline, and they become dependent on the favorite person to help regulate their chaotic emotions, solve their day-to-day issues, and stabilize their sense of self. They get so emotionally addicted to the favorite person that they suffer immensely when they do not have the favorite person's attention and reassurance, or they just feel that slight separation. So it's just like someone addicted to drugs goes into a state of withdrawal. So this feeling of rejection or abandonment is just amplified, and it can be incredibly devastating for the person with BPD, creating this cutting sense of guilt, grief, isolation, fear, and shame, to the point that the quality of their day depends on the interactions with their favorite person. After a positive interaction, the person with BPD feels overwhelming positive emotions, and it's two extremes. But then this can change in a matter of minutes or seconds even, depending on what the favorite person says or does, or how the person with BPD perceives and interprets these things. When they perceive anything negative coming from the favorite person, their day is ruined and they can go into a deep, dark place. Number 3 is splitting. So individuals with BPD idealize their favorite person. At first, that person can do no wrong. Everything about them is absolutely perfect. And the person with BPD feels great awe and admiration towards them. But again, this can change very quickly. From something as seemingly minute as not reaching out to say good morning first thing, not responding to a text immediately, suddenly the beloved, perfect, angelic favorite person becomes an evil, horrible monster that never cared or loved them in the first place. The favorite person is held to such idealistic standards and unrealistic expectations. And because the person with BPD sees the world in extremes, in black or white, either the favorite person is perfect or they are complete garbage. They cannot accept that the favorite person is an imperfect human being, just like everyone else. Mistakes made by the favorite person are often what most might consider very minor, but for the person with BPD, these mistakes are unforgettable and unforgivable. So they will go back and forth from idealization to devaluation in cycles that become more and more rapid and intense over time. So they're frantically pulling the person closer, loving them up, giving them lots of compliments, then pushing them away, projecting negative feelings, assumptions, and blame onto them, leading to increased toxicity in the relationship with each and every cycle until it is no longer sustainable. Number 4 is jealousy and possessiveness. At first, the favorite person will likely appreciate the extreme attention, adoration, and all the efforts that the person with BPD makes to please them. And let's face it, we all want to feel intense love and emotional connection. And the person with BPD will make the favorite person feel like the most special person in the entire world. And they will go out of their way to please them in ways that maybe no one has ever even thought of before. But as time goes on, they get increasingly insecure and very possessive. And it is very difficult for the person with BPD to understand and accept that the favorite person has other friends, family, work, interests, needs, obligations, responsibilities, or people that they love outside of them. And even if the favorite person were the perfect attention-giving, validating, reassuring, loving person, there will still be times when the person with BPD misperceives, misinterprets, or gets insecure, and then again becomes very jealous and possessive. So you might be having a pleasant date together, and the person with BPD feels nice and comfortable, they're happy, they feel like they're the center of your attention, and then maybe as a favorite person, you say hello to someone or innocently look in the direction of an attractive person, and the date goes off the rails as the person with BPD unleashes an emotional reaction that seems completely disproportionate to the situation or even out of touch with reality. And this may seem to be coming out of nowhere, but for the person with BPD who is so in tune with the favorite person's every nuance and so fearful of their abandonment, they perceive these slight shifts in the favorite person's attention towards someone else as a threat. And this overwhelms them in ways that someone without BPD could never fully understand. So number 5 is along the same lines, and it's what's referred to as a BPD episode. So once the person with borderline personality disorder attaches to a favorite person, their fear of rejection and abandonment amplifies and is easily triggered, causing intense emotional reactions where they lash out in anger, or maybe instead of rage, they go into a complete state of panic, reaching out frantically to the favorite person, desperately pleading for these reassurances and becoming really clingy, needy, demanding, and sometimes acting in other impulsive and even manipulative, vengeful, or vicious ways. BPD episodes can sometimes take hours, maybe even days to resolve. And once that episode is over, the person with BPD can feel extremely shameful. They may return to idealizing the favorite person or may act like nothing ever happened. And sometimes they may even dissociate completely or discard the favorite person, either temporarily or permanently. So when it's the favorite person that ends the relationship, this is incredibly devastating for the person with BPD, and they can go into an intense state of panic. And if they sense that the favorite person is going to end the relationship, sometimes they will end it first just to have that control over the abandonment, or they'll create situations to actually make it happen. So this abandonment by the favorite person makes them feel like they are going to die, often leading to extreme emotional outbursts, frantic efforts to fix things, and erratic behaviors to make the favorite person reconsider and recommit to the relationship. And if this doesn't work, they can fall into a deep depression and shame. They feel like a stake has just been driven through their heart and they just want to die. And if they struggle with self-harming behavior or suicidal ideation, these behaviors will likely escalate during this time. And they may act out in many other ways to deal with the emotional crash that comes with cutting their emotional lifeline. For the favorite person, it can also be very distressing, because despite their best efforts and intentions to try to ease the person with BPD's fears and avoid their emotional outbursts and cope with the harmful words and sometimes outrageous behavior, so the favorite person who genuinely does love and care for the person with BPD can feel like a total failure for giving up on someone who is clearly suffering, and sometimes causing the favorite person to try over and over again only to fail, resulting in more distress for the person with BPD and more guilt for themselves. If you like this video, please subscribe and let me know in the comment section if you want to learn more about the favorite person relationship. For more information about the 4 types of borderline personality disorder, just click on the link above.